One of the biggest Deco Mesh wreaths you could ever make is called a Monroe triple crown method. When I mean this baby's big, this baby's big. And I decided to do a bee theme where I'm using yellow and gray. And I know your first instinct is yellow and gray. Yes, my friends. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. My co-host is Rocky, and we are ready to get started on our beautiful Monroe triple crown wreath. All the supplies that I'm going to use today are listed in the description box below, along with where I purchased everything. To start this wreath, we're going to need 2 rolls of Deco Mesh. Both of these are 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length. I'm going to be using a yellow and a gray. 2 sets of ribbon. The first one is this beautiful B1 2.5 inch wired, and this one is 1.5 inch wired. The second set is going to be a gray with this yellow polka dot one. Both of these are wired, 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch. These 2 sets are a great example how I pair ribbon. If I'm going to pair these 2 together, I have a solid color in the back and a beautiful print in the front. That's going to bring out the polka dots and look beautiful. In this case, my main ribbon, which is the 2.5 inch, is the printed one, and the yellow one is just going to give it a beautiful addition on top. When it comes to the pipe cleaners, we're still going to use 18, but for this wreath, I'm using 6 of the white and 12 of the yellow. My sign is almost 8 inches. It's actually 7.75 inches. A little bit on the smaller side. It is metal. It does have the little holes to attach the sign. Because the sign is a little small, we're going to give the inner row a little bit more Deco Mesh. If you have a small sign and you want to use it for this wreath, you can definitely make it work. The wreath base that I'm using has 6 sections. It's metal, 4 rows, and 14 inches in diameter. I'm going to start with the yellow pipe cleaners, and for step 1 we're going to attach on rows 1 and 2 on the intersection, or just rows 1 and 2. We're going to do 2 twists, and I'm going to fold in. I'm going to grab another yellow, and now I'm going to go in that same area, but I'm going to go on rows 3 and 4. We're going to need a total of 6 sets like this. We have 6 pipe cleaners on rows 1 and 2, and 6 pipe cleaners on rows 3 and 4 in the same row. Now I'm going to grab my white ones, and the white ones are going to go in between on rows 2 and 3. Not bad, my friends, right? At this point, it doesn't matter which way you point this one. You can definitely point it down, because for this method, we work outside in, similar to a pancake wreath. All 18 pipe cleaners are on. Now it's time to talk about our Deco Mesh. I actually have notes for you guys, so if you want to screenshot, this is the time to do it. I have all of it. I have the Deco Mesh and the ribbon ready for you here. Starting with the gray Deco Mesh, 6 pieces at 30 inches, 6 pieces at 20 inches. You can definitely cut it into 24 inches if you want. That should be the minimum, but it would be good if you can keep it longer, like at 30 inches. Then with the yellow, we're going to do 6 pieces at 30 inches and 12 pieces at 10. Now this is the optional part. The 12 pieces are going to be curls, and we're going to attach them to the inner row for the simple reason of giving that sign a little bit more support, because it is on the smaller side. When it comes to the ribbon, we're going to do it in sets. So we are going to have a set for the gray that's going to be 12 pieces at 15, so 6 pieces of each ribbon. Then a set for the yellow Deco Mesh, that's going to be 12 pieces, 6 of each ribbon, 15 inches. And then the third set that's going to go on that inner row, we're going to do 6 pieces each, so 12 total, and that's going to be 12 inches in length. You're going to see me go through this as I'm cutting, and of course, as I'm adding the ribbon to our wreath base. To cut this Deco Mesh, I am going to use a heating tool. Usually, for plain Deco Mesh that doesn't have any glitter on it, I do not use it, but because we're going to fan our Deco Mesh out in this method, I feel like it's going to give me a little bit more security so we fray a lot less. The link for this tempered glass cutting board is in my description box below, along with my heating tool. I'm going to start by making sure I'm working in a vented area. I have an open window in front of me. You guys are cutting plastic. This is really rough over here. They did not have it even at all. I'm going to cut 6 pieces at 20 inches and 6 pieces of 30 inches. Every time I cut, I make sure that I go in between 2 lines. I love using the heating tool, my friends. It's so nice and clean to cut the Deco Mesh with it. Now for our yellow Deco Mesh, the edge is actually fairly nice. So I'm going to start by cutting 10 to 11 inch pieces. I like my curls to be nice and full. And same thing, going in between 2 rows, nice and steady. Don't go too slow. Don't go too fast because you might kind of tug on it. But if you go too slow, then it will make a little bit of a hole. So 10 to 11 inch pieces, nice and steady, just like this. I'm going to be cutting 12 pieces at 10 inches and 6 pieces at 30 inches. I'm going to start with this set using it with the gray Deco Mesh, which means it's going to be set 1 and set 3. For set 1, I'm going to need total of 12, so 6 of each, 15 inches long. And set 3, I'm going to need same thing, 6 of each, 12 total at 12 inches long. I have 6 of these at 15 inches. Fold the sides and cut dovetails. And I'm going to need 6 of these at 12 inches. This is for that inner row. Let's cut and make dovetails for this one also. And now I'm going to take the 1.5 inch ribbon and repeat the same process. Do 6 at 15 and 6 at 12 inches, 6 each. Now we're going to prepare the ribbon for set 2, which means 6 of each, 15 inches in length. I have a question. What is your favorite print? For me, I love polka dots. Really love polka dots, always did. I'm not sure if it's because my mom loved polka dots, but I really do love polka dots. I feel like they're, I don't know, a little playful, but at the same time, so beautiful. If you are able to, please head down to the comments and let me know what your favorite print is. And the same thing with the gray, 15 inches, 6 pieces, and dovetails. Look at this, you guys. We have a little company. Now it's time to add our Deco Mesh. I'm going to start with the outer row. This is where my 30-inch Deco Mesh is going to go. With our Deco Mesh rolling onto the table, I'm going to make one little fold here, just like in a ruffle method. On my measuring mat, I'm going to go to 2.5 inches, and that is where I'm going to collect my Deco Mesh. On the inside, we're going to have this little ruffle that's 2.5 inches. On the outside, 7.5 inches. And that is why this is such a huge wreath, because on top of the 14-inch diameter, we are adding 7.5 inches to all the sides. At the end, I'm going to fold this, and usually this should kind of happen automatically. Bring it in. Look at this. It's so giant. But as you can see, this ruffle really fans out a lot. And that is why I like to use the heating tool to cut the edges, because I feel like it has the potential to fray. With the heating tool, it just seals it in. All right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and give 2 nice twists to this outer row. For the sake of time, let's just add the ribbon and see what it looks like. One of my 2.5 inches, 1.5 inch, overlay them, and the best way to find the center is just fold them in half pinch at the bottom, open it up, gather in the center where you pinched. We're going to do a few twists, twist up a little bit. You don't need this to be longer than an inch, inch and a half. So cut the extra tail off or the excess tail from the pipe cleaner and fold it back. Both our ribbons are going to be going out in a little V. If you have a pretty ribbon like I do, you can definitely put the 1.5 inch towards the inside a little bit so you can show off that gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. I'm going to repeat this same design to the rest of the pipe cleaners on the outside row only. Let's get going on row 2. This is going to be the white pipe cleaners, the ones that we attached on rows 2 and 3. I'm going to go ahead and just stand up all those pipe cleaners so it's easier for me to see them. And I'm going to jump right in there and start making those fans. Once again, fold about an inch, get our 2.5 inches and start collecting. At the end, we'll fold one more time and gather it. If you have something sticking out this much, then go ahead, find the spot that it's sticking out in. I think that's it. Gather at the 2.5 inches, and we're going to attach just like we attached all of these on row 2. I'm going to make sure that when I twist, I really push this down nice and flat. 2 twists. Our second set of ribbon, just going to overlay them, find our center, and a nice way to gather them is start from one end and I kind of push off with my thumb, make a V right away so that when we attach it, it's going to go in place right away, just like this. Another few twists, and then I'm just going to start twisting up until I get to about an inch. Cut off the excess. Fold and fold behind our little ribbon bundle. I'm going to go ahead and finish my second row with the Deco Mesh and my ribbon set. And I'm going to do this going all the way around on the middle row. Okay, my friends, as gorgeous as this wreath is, we need to cover all of these tails and fill in that center so we can put in our sign. I'm grabbing my 20-inch roll of Deco Mesh, a little clamp, 2 of these 10-inch little yellow pieces, and I'm going to start with my 20-inch piece, make a cruffle, aka woodland ruffle. My Deco Mesh is rolling away from the table, and I'm going to make 2 to 3 little curls. Let's clamp. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. My Deco Mesh is rolling away from the table. 1, 2, 3. Let's collect. And all I'm doing is I'm going to leave it just like this with the clamp. I just clamped it in the center. Now I'm going to grab the 10-inch piece and I'm going to start curling. You want to curl about an inch, inch and a half in diameter. If you make it any bigger, then it's going to be a really loose curl. I'm going to clamp it in the center. Make my second curl. Just curl up, crisscross it. Take the curls, put them right over our cruffle. Collect everything in the center. So I have my cruffle going sideways and then these little guys right in the center. Let's attach. This is my 12-inch ribbon, 1 of each. Fold in half, pinch, pinch, and gather at the center. Attach. After a few good twists, I'm just going to twist up, cut the excess, and of course, fold back. Let's do another one of these. We have the gray Deco Mesh that's 20 inches. Let's do a few curls on one side, clamp it. 2 curls on the other side, gather it. Using the same clamp, I'm going to clamp in the center. Grab 2 of the 10-inch Deco Mesh, and with these, we're going to make little curls. I have curl 1, clamp it. Curl number 2, crisscross it, and then I'm going to crisscross it right here. And of course, find my center. Let's attach it to the inner row. 2 nice twists here. Then let's get our ribbon, find our center, gather it, and attach. Twist, twist back. Going to make sure that white ribbon shows beautifully and the yellow one's going on the inside. I'm going to complete this inner row. Grabbing some floral wire. This is 26 gauge. I just feel like it's a little too thin. So I'm going to grab a good chunk. You just want to make sure that you have about 10 inches of whatever floral wire you're using to attach for each side. I'm cutting off a 30-inch piece and folding it in 3. I really want to make sure that this is a good solid piece through the hole. A few good twists in the back. The reason I'm using this floral wire is it blends in with my sign beautifully. I do like to make sure that it's nice and secured. A few twists, and I'll do the other side real quick. My floral wire is attached. Now I'm just putting it straight in the center. Let's flip. And by the way, look at all this beautiful Deco Mesh that's going to hold that sign in place. Attaching to row 1, pull up maybe half an inch and do 2 twists. Same thing on this side. Now I'm going to make sure the sign is in the center. If I need to pull some curls out, this is a great time to do it. Make sure there's no ribbon stuck behind there. Your sign is going to have plenty of Deco Mesh, especially with some curls back there. I think my sign looks great. Twisting the floral wire up and just wrapping it around the wreath base itself. If you are going to cover the back of the wreath, right now is a great time to do it, along with putting a hanging loop in place. Before we do that, we of course need to make sure where the top of our wreath is going to be. So we need to decide how we want this bead. Do we want it to go sideways? Do we want it to go straight up? I kind of like it going straight up on an angle just a little bit. So maybe we'll put the hanging loop right there. For that, I'm grabbing some jute cord, making sure that we don't go too far in. Make a knot or 2 in this case. Cut off the excess and pull through the front. Now it's time to make sure the sign is beautifully set and that we hide all of these. The way we're going to do that is we're going to take the 1.5-inch ribbon and we're going to actually fold it down while the white ribbon is going up, and we're going to open it up like a little flower. I'm going to do this to all of them. So this yellow ribbon that's facing up, we're just going to face it down towards the sign, and that's going to cover all of that up. This wreath right now, when I measured it, measures 30 inches in diameter. That's quite a large wreath. I got so many compliments on my last one of these wreaths that I did because it's just so humongous and it catches your attention when you walk into the house. I'm going to go ahead and finish up opening up all of the ribbon, making sure the other one is straightened out. All of these are sticking out beautifully. And that is it for our beautiful bee wreath. I think this wreath turned out absolutely stunning. I love it, and I can't wait to do these wreaths for other holidays. Was that wreath big or was that wreath big? I thought it turned out beautiful. I loved the way the yellow and gray worked together in this wreath. For some reason, it just ended up working and working beautifully. Rocky and I are going to say thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you in our next video. Bye, my friends. Mwah! Bye.